I'm Jack Furness, and next summer I'm directing Queen of Spades at Garsington. The first thing to say is that the piece is absolutely massive. You know, it's really it's a big beast that encompasses a lot of stuff. And actually, the more that I have worked on it, the more I've seen that it's not easily reducible to sort of one or two ideas. It's a piece about desire and obsession, and I think it's a piece that is about the way that society forces people into particular patterns of behaviour that means that they have to deny their true self, and what happens when some people start to not play by the same set of rules anymore. It's about delusions. It's about that grey area of human experience where what is real and what is not is very difficult to discern. So it's about denial, it's about delusions, and it's about desire. I had a brilliant time working with Tom Piper and Dougie Boyd on Rusalka in 2022. And so it just feels brilliant to be putting that team back together to have a look at this piece, which, you know, there are some similarities as well with Rusalka, and it's a similar kind of large beast to get hold of, and with artists like Dougie and Tom, I know as a collaborator that everyone's bringing a really high level of expertise and commitment and creativity, but also this wonderful, open, collaborative spirit. You know, Tom and I have had a brilliant time preparing this, and Dougie and I and Rusalka in the rehearsal room had such joy in crafting those performances. So it all bodes well, hopefully. The thing about this story is that you've very much got an old world that feels like it's in decline. And German, our tenor, the hero, feels like the harbinger of something new and something much wilder and something much more dangerous and something much more unchained compared to the restrained order of the society that he lives in. And so it really felt that we had to bring that idea to life. And as a kind of separate and related thing that we were looking at, Tom worked with Michael Boyd on Eugene Onegin at Garsington a number of years ago. And Eugene Onegin finishes in this St. Petersburg ordered world. So it felt like a fun challenge to see, could we kind of pick up where Eugene Onegin left off and develop that and take it into the much darker, much stranger, much more hallucinatory, much wilder and much more cynical world of Queen of Spades. So we're sort of in conversation with that production. The amazing thing about this piece is you have a composer working with his brother as librettist, and he at this point is at the very, very top of his game. And you know, there's a lot of speculation about Tchaikovsky's sexuality, for example, and I feel that in certain ways really feeds through into this piece. Not necessarily in terms of sexuality, but in terms of denial and what society expects from you, and how you as an individual relate to that, and the journey that music takes you on in relation to those ideas feels something that is so deeply felt by the composer, and surprising choices come as a result of that. Word setting that you wouldn't expect. It's very intense. You know, it's a huge, passionate journey with enormous sweep that you get taken on, and people say it's like grown-up Eugene Onegin, but in a way that does it a disservice, because it's its own rich, complicated world that is brought into being. And I really mean this, that I've been staggered when I've been looking at it. Like, Queen of Spades is a proper work of art. Like, every single bit of it speaks to the other bits in all of these interesting cross relationships, and all scored with this unbelievably passionate and dark and powerful and persuasive music.